Here you can see the castle's clock tower. Now this was an addition added by Frederick Thorne in 1912. He was in a bit of a competition with the creator of Bolt Castle to see who could have the best clock tower. It has 4 wrought iron faces and Westminster chimes in the top. They go off about every 15 minutes. Looking up above us, you can see 5 screens and windows. These are the windows to the castle's royal suite. These are the rooms that you would stay in if you were to rent out the castle and stay here for a night. Any other questions? You guys can follow me. We are going to be taking the drawing room.
You gotta take place here on Thursday. You gotta spend the night. You have to take out a small loan. So your children are spending the night. You can spend the night.
If you spend the night, you get the whole thing.
How is this up there? The fluff.
He's here right now, but we have the drawing room. Now, it's not called a drawing room like a drawing room making a picture. It's called a drawing room because this is where the men withdraw after dinner. Now, looking around the room, you can see there's very high ceilings. That's for 2 reasons. Number 1, the Ford family were very avid smokers, and they didn't want the smoke to sit in their face, they want to rise. And number 2 is that Ford actually seats to kind of mimic that railroad-like effect. Now, around the room, you'll note some taxidermy. These are all original and hunted by Mr. Warren himself. We have an elk, a caribou, a white-tailed deer, and a moose. However, none of these were hunted on the island. These 3 were hunted in Canada, and that one was hunted in New York State. You guys can follow me into the loggia. Please watch your step as you go down. This is the castle's loggia. Now the loggia wasn't on the original floor plans for the castle. Frederick Thorne actually requested it be added. Now the men would retreat to the drawing room after dinner and the women would come to the loggia. The original loggia actually had wooden walls. You can see the original loggia here, here, and back there. So it had more of a porch-like feel. However, in 1928, Marjorie actually added an addition upstairs. So she converted the walls to depict grand use of the day. And she actually cut the loggia into the loggia and the seven wicker room, which is right over here. You guys can follow me upstairs. We are going to be heading to the 3rd floor. Please watch your steps as we go up.
Goes upstairs again.
Yeah, wooden ones this
I
time.
had a couple of them.
Right here on this ledge, and everyone slapped their head on there.
Because they didn't like each other, it just wasn't as acceptable in the time period for people to share beds, and it was a way to show off their wealth, as it costs more money to have 2 beds than to have 1 bed. This bed over here is Frederick's bed, and this bed is Emma's bed. We can tell that that's Frederick's bed because his headboard is higher than his wife's. He thought that as the man of the house, he should have the highest headboard.
Yeah.
However, Emma did have some of her own luxuries. These trays are called husbands, and it was believed that a man should bring his wife breakfast in bed every single day.
When does that ever happen?
However, Frederick got around this. He installed a call button next to the bed, and he would have a servant bring breakfast for both of them. Also, another secret passageway over here. Feel free to look in, but please do not go in.
So please don't go down. That's a steep one.
This room was originally a guest bedroom. If you look back at that, that is an original Murphy pull-out bed. If it were to be pulled out, it created a princess room. However, we cannot pull it out anymore if it is broken. And the closet, you can see another secret passageway. If you look at the secret passageway, you'll note that it doesn't have stairs. Servants actually had to bring a ladder themselves to get in and out. You can also see one of Margaret's original party dresses right in the closet. She was a bit of a party girl. That's why it's
Margaret got leaks and
You can handle that one, huh?
This is Marjorie and Alexander's master bedroom. Looking down at the beds, we can see that they're closer together and the headboards are the same height. However, they still are two separate beds. It was actually pretty common in this time period for couples to share a bed, but Marjorie kept the two separate beds because she wanted to show off her wealth. Another way her family showed off their wealth is actually through their clothes. In this picture, you can see Marjorie, her husband Alexander, and their nephew, and both men are skiing in full tuxedos. In the back of the picture, you can see a man looking and smiling. We like to call him the world's first photo bomber.
Come on, James Bond.
This was taken on their honeymoon. They were skiing in the French side of the Swiss Alps. I'm not sure why they invited their nephew on their honeymoon, but he's there. In that glass case over there is a book called Dark Island that was written by Marjorie herself. It's kind of a frequently asked questions book about the island, so every time a guest would come over and ask her a million questions about the island, she would just hand them a copy of the book and say, look it up yourself. In the secret bathroom, to us it might seem kind of weird to have this many girls share one bathroom, but it was kind of a luxury for them as a lot of houses didn't even have indoor plumbing, so it was kind of a gift to them. Now, in Marjorie's time period, she didn't have as many servants as her father did, and they actually all went home at the end of the day, so this became a kid's room. She didn't have any kids of her own. They actually nicknamed this the Peter Pan room because of the high blue ceilings. Lights from passing ships would reflect off the mirror and onto the ceiling, making kind of a mini light show for the kids, so they called it the Peter Pan room. You also probably saw another secret passageway looking hallway. That actually leads to the secret 5th floor. The 5th floor is just one bedroom. In the book Woodstock, there is a secret 5th floor, so our castle does have a secret 5th floor. We're not really sure what the usage of it was. However, we do believe it was for the head female servant. Are there any questions, guys?
The glass floor in the bathroom. Got a glass floor in the
That is a glass floor in the bathroom, so if you
Things that
guys
happened way back then. Listen here, girl. We need some towels.
one room with a king size bed, and then another room with 2 queens, and then a bathroom.
So we can rent it next year. Okay. We know where to go. We gotta go get another 5 jobs.
And you? There, but there's a shit, but then to sleep in.
You want to? What?
There you go.
13-year-old. I guess she'll be 13.
All right, we gotta walk back down yonder. Yeah, I'm not swimming back. Sorry.
We are going to be heading back down the bridle path into the gift shop. There are restrooms in there if anyone needs them.
You're not getting it.